My friend, ESPN just dropped a prediction that is taking over the conversations at the Jefferson Health Training Complex, and if it comes true, the Philadelphia Eagles might be about to find a hidden gem in the 2026 draft. We are talking about a two-time national champion prospect with an elite arm, legs that terrify any defense, and a resume that very few draft candidates can match. And according to ESPN's Matt Miller, this selection would happen as late as the 4th round, at pick 114 overall. But who is this player? Where does he come from? And why should the Eagles bet on him right now? Before I reveal everything, do me a favor, my friend. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel right now, because this draft is coming in hot, and you cannot miss a single breakdown. Let's get into it. ESPN published a full 7-round mock draft for 2026, with Matt Miller leading the analysis, and in a move that caught a lot of people off guard, he projected the Eagles making a surgical pick in the middle of the draft. A player who arrived at the NFL scouting combine flying almost completely under the radar of the mainstream media, but who quickly became one of the most talked about names in scouting circles around the league. At the combine, this prospect posted athletic numbers that are off the charts for his position. The 40-yard dash in 4.56 seconds, a 40-inch vertical leap, and a broad jump of 10 feet 10 inches. Those are marks that would make any scout drop everything they are doing and put this name at the very top of their list immediately. But what makes this prospect so interesting is not just the combine. It is his entire journey at North Dakota State, one of the most respected college football programs in the country, especially at the FCS level. Before becoming a starter, he spent 4 seasons with the Bison playing what Todd McShay of The Ringer called the Tim Tebow role, coming onto the field in short yardage situations, clutch plays, and goal line packages. And every single time he came in, the team won. The result? 2 FCS national championships, 2 titles. This guy knows what it means to win under pressure, my friend. That is something you cannot teach in a film room. And when his moment to step in as the starter finally arrived in 2025, the performance was nothing short of impressive. In his only season as a starter, he threw for 2,719 yards, 16 touchdowns, and just 4 interceptions. But that is only half the story. He also rushed for 777 yards and scored 13 rushing touchdowns, averaging 5.7 yards per carry. The team finished 12-1. A quarterback who plays with intelligence, avoids mistakes, runs when he has to, and wins football games. But wait, I just revealed the position, my friend. Yes, we are talking about a quarterback. And not just any quarterback, we are talking about Cole Payton from North Dakota State, the name ESPN projects going to the Philadelphia Eagles at pick 114 in the 2026 NFL Draft. Former NFL quarterback Jake Heaps attended Payton's pro day on March 19th and came away completely blown away. On his social media, Heaps wrote that Payton completed 52 of 54 passes during the workout, and that one NFL franchise is about to land a future franchise quarterback in this draft. 52 of 54. Think about that for a second, my friend. The accuracy this guy showed at the pro day is the kind of thing that makes NFL scouts literally drop everything and book the next flight to Fargo, North Dakota. Todd McShay went even further in his analysis. In an interview on the Bill Simmons podcast, he said that Payton could be the 3rd best quarterback in this entire draft class, potentially going ahead of names like Garrett Nussmeier and Carson Beck. He said it would not surprise him if Payton was selected in the 2nd round, and that he would be shocked if he did not go in the 3rd. ESPN projected the Eagles taking him in the 4th, which, if it holds, could turn out to be an absolute steal. McShay also noted that Payton's mechanics might raise some eyebrows at first glance, left-handed, tighter upper body, but that his efficiency speaks for itself. A left-handed quarterback with absurd accuracy and explosive mobility. When was the last time you saw a prospect like that fall all the way to the 4th round, my friend? Now, why the Eagles? Why would this pick make sense for Philadelphia? The answer starts with Jalen Hurts. The Eagles' starting quarterback is heading into his 6th season as a full-time starter in 2026. A plateau that, in franchise history, only Donovan McNabb, Ron Jaworski, Norm Snead, and Randall Cunningham had reached before him. Hurts is the present and the future of the Eagles. That much is clear. In 2025, he completed 64.8% of his passes for 3,224 yards, with 25 touchdowns and just 6 interceptions. The numbers are still solid, But the organization wants more, and the arrival of new offensive coordinator Sean Mannion opens the door for Hurts to have a far more explosive 2026. But there is an issue the Eagles have been carrying for a few years now that has taken a real physical toll on Jalen Hurts: the Tush Push. That short yardage play where Hurts is literally pushed forward by the offensive line through the defense has become a symbol of the current Eagles era. Does it work? Absolutely. But what price does Hurts pay? A quarterback absorbing the impact of those sneak plays repeatedly is a formula that could shorten his career. Hurts himself has left the field banged up on more than one occasion because of those situations, including a fractured finger that caused real concern within the organization. This is exactly where Cole Payton fits in an almost surgical way into the Eagles' plan. If Philadelphia can draft a quarterback capable of taking over the tush push, the goal line packages, and the short yardage situations, Hurts preserves his body, protects his career, and the Eagles keep their offense operating at the highest possible level. McShay said Payton could be used in exactly the same way the Seattle Seahawks tried to use Jalen Milroe, as an offensive weapon with a specific role who could develop into something much bigger down the road. And there is a clear precedent for this strategy working in Philadelphia. Back in 2023, the Eagles selected Tanner McKee in the 6th round, a pick most analysts wrote off as a throwaway. But McKee developed so well that there is now genuine interest from other teams in acquiring him as a potential trade piece. The Eagles found so much value in a late-round quarterback that they are now using McKee as a bargaining chip. That is the kind of organizational intelligence that Howie Roseman executes better than almost any general manager in the league, my friend. Now, in 2026, using that same logic, Roseman could find in Cole Payton not just a quality backup, but a future starter, and potentially generate trade value down the line if Payton develops the same way McKee did. It is true that the Eagles already tried this approach in 2025 with Kyle McCord, the Syracuse quarterback taken in the 6th round, who did not even survive final roster cuts. Not every late-round quarterback pick is going to work out. That is the reality of the NFL. But the gap between McCord and Payton is significant, both in terms of athleticism and college production. 2 national championships, 29 total touchdowns in his only season as a starter, an explosive combine, and praise from analysts at the level of Todd McShay. Cole Payton arrives with a far more impressive resume. The Eagles enter the 2026 draft with 9 total picks, 4 of them inside the top 100. Roseman has the ammunition to address every position of need on this roster. The question is not whether the Eagles can afford to spend a 4th-round pick on a quarterback. It is whether they can afford not to, especially when the available talent clearly justifies the investment. Think about the ideal scenario, my friend. The Eagles take Cole Payton in the 4th round. In the preseason, he shows the explosive mechanics and absurd accuracy he displayed at the Combine and Pro Day. Early in the regular season, Payton starts lining up in short yardage situations, relieving Jalen Hurts of the physical grind of the tush push. Hurts, fresher and better preserved, has more energy for the long drives, the deep balls, and the decisive moments of the game. The Eagles' offense, under Sean Mannion's command, finds an extra dimension that opposing defenses simply cannot prepare for. That is roster optimization at the highest level. With Jalen Hurts chasing his 6th consecutive playoff appearance, something only 6 quarterbacks in NFL history have accomplished in their first 6 seasons, the Eagles cannot leave any competitive advantage on the table. The NFC East is getting more dangerous by the year, and every single draft decision counts. Cole Payton may not be the flashiest pick of the 2026 draft, but he could be exactly the kind of smart, surgical, high-value selection that defines championship organizations. With the 2026 draft fast approaching, the Eagles' roster still being assembled, and the backup quarterback situation very much in flux, one thing is clear: ESPN's projection of Cole Payton going to Philadelphia in the 4th round is not a random guess. Matt Miller knows the game, and if Howie Roseman sees in this left-handed quarterback from North Dakota State the same thing McShay and Heaps are seeing, the Eagles could have themselves another hidden gem come draft day. But I want to know what you think, my friend. Would you be on board with the Eagles spending a 4th-round pick on an FCS quarterback with 2 national championships on his resume and ridiculous combine numbers? Would Cole Payton be the ideal backup to keep Jalen Hurts fresh and take over the tush push, or should the Eagles use that pick on another position of need? Drop your opinion in the comments. Do not forget to hit that like and subscribe to the channel. I will be back later with the latest Eagles news. Fly, Eagles, fly.